Hey, this video is if you have any questions or get stuck on the analysis questions to this insulator and conductors lab. The first question is going to ask, conductors move energy easily and insulators do not move energy easily. So based on the data above, put the cups in order from best insulator to worst insulator. So from the cup that was best at not allowing energy to escape or allowing heat energy to escape to the ones that were the worst at allowing heat energy to escape. So the ones that would have been the best insulators would have been able to keep the temperature the steadiest, whereas the ones that were the worst insulators would have done the worst job keeping that temperature steady. The worst insulators or best conductors would have allowed that heat to change rapidly. Your next question says the temperature of the room before starting the lab was 21.5 degrees Celsius. How do you think the temperature of the room will change over time? So I want you to think about where the temperature is starting at. Okay, where are we adding heat energy in? When the heat energy leaves that area, where is it going to go? Your next question says, describe the way heat was transferred in this experiment, convection, convection, or radiation. So if you need to and you've forgotten what those words are, pull out your vocab from your science notebook last unit and look at those words. Remember, conduction is touch, convection is the movement of hot fluids up, cool fluids moving down, radiation is the feel of heat through empty space. So which one did you see here? Explain where you saw that. How did we see one object heating up another object? Next are provide 2 real-world examples of insulators that are used to keep heat in or keep heat out. So remember, insulators trap heat, so they don't allow heat energy to pass through it easily. So I want you to think of 2 things that we use on purpose to keep heat in a container or close to an object and not allowing the heat to leave wherever it's coming from. In the yellow box, you'll just list off example 1 and example 2. And our next question it asks for basically the opposite. So provide 2 real-world examples of conductors used to move heat or electricity. So what kind of substances, items do you see in everyday life that are really good at allowing heat to move from one object to the next really, really easily? These also allow electricity to move through them really, really easily. So if you get stuck on this one, you might think what type of material we use to conduct electricity through or allow electricity to pass through really easily. Your next bit is the conclusion. So you just simply need to answer these 4 sentences and put them all together. You'll have a paragraph. So your first sentence should explain if your hypothesis is correct or incorrect. That is all the way back here. It is, let me make sure I've got my mouse pointer. It is this thing right here. So it is this thing right here. So were you right or were you wrong? Next is the answer to our goal question. So which material out of all was the best at keeping the thermal energy in the container? So of all those containers that held water, which material was the best at keeping the water the temperature it started at? Your third sentence should explain what is your evidence. So use the data. Prove to me that it didn't allow the temperature to drop tremendously. And lastly, explain scientifically why the results happen the way they did. So think about what that substance is made of and maybe what makes it a good insulator. All right.